Hi, guess what? Today we're going to be painting in acrylics an easy step-by-step hibiscus flower, only we're going to do it with a little change. We're going to have it as a rainbow of colors. This is really a beautiful painting. I'm going to show you some really magical tricks on making your colors pop in your painting, step by step. Follow it, join me. You guys are going to love it. Beginners, doesn't matter if you've never painted before, painting for years, come join me. This is going to be fun. Today we're going to be painting in acrylics, an easy step.
Oh, shuzzbutt.
What?
Go. Okay, sound's back up. Let me go ahead and bring you back over. And let's get rid of you. You're laying on top of the desktop. Now, this is so much fun. Okay, let's pull that one back. Okay, there we are. Okay, we're going to experiment with that a little bit more.
All right, who's experimenting with what?
This is our green screen.
Oh yeah, this is our green screen. We're going to put some pictures behind it. For those
as we get going here.
As we get going, we're going to try that. It might be kind of fun. In the meantime, I'm going to talk to you about how to paint this really beautiful hibiscus flower. We're going to show you on a 12 by 12 canvas. It's kind of, sometimes a square can be really nice. You'll see squares in the store, you know, in the canvas section, and maybe you haven't tried a square. If you don't have a square, well, that's okay. What I would do is leave probably a little more room at the top of your canvas and kind of square off your canvas the way I have it, and then if you have any extra room, leave it on the top. If you're doing a rectangle, kind of, I'd probably do it as a vertical then, and just leave a little bit extra space at the top. Maybe you can center it. Just try to, you know, but try to keep it in the square, because when you draw it on, if you have a rectangle, you'll throw off the drawing. Okay, so kind of draw a square on your canvas where you want the, like a box, where you want the flower, and then try to draw the flower inside the square. Does that make sense? So if you have a square canvas, that's great. If you don't, you can make this work. So anyway, we want to welcome everybody. This is Ginger Cook. In case, and you know, every show we always have some different way to start these things because John's always trying new stuff out.
Well, you got to entertain me.
So we're sort of entertaining tonight. Like I say, we've got the labels. Are you down on the canvas now?
Oh, we have been.
Oh, good. So you'll notice in my palette, I've got magenta. Well, there's no colors there, but just imagine there were for a second. Cad yellow medium, yellow oxide, that's also could be yellow ochre, titanium white, dazzling purple, ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, and cad red medium. Now here's something. This is a painting that would do very well with fluid paints. And I read somewhere on let me put the colors out while we're chatting. I read somewhere today in our Facebook club that one of our members was saying that he was having trouble with the heavy body acrylics because he found them very hard to shove around on the canvas. If you have a very soft brush, you couldn't move a heavy bodied acrylic if your life depended on it, okay? You have to have the right brush. Now, the deceiving thing is when you go to the art store, they want to sell you stuff. You know, obviously they wouldn't have a store up there if they didn't want to sell you stuff. And so what they've been doing, gosh, look at that. I have paint now all over my hands.
Already.
How do these things happen to me? I think there's a tear right here. Look at that. Ah, I'm dumping that in the trash. All right.
Tub of towels. Here we go.
So out comes the tub of towels, right? The beginning of the show, people say, what are these? They send us, I started raving about these because one of our members wrote them because I found these. And anyway, tub of towels, I mean, so they send me stuff. Kind of, not really sponsors, but, you know, they do send it to me. And I like it. I'm using them anyway, and I want to tell you about them. They're kind of neat. In fact, the other day, you know what was kind of cool about these? The other day I was... we had a brown enamel painted on my back door by one of the professional painters, and he got a little on the inside of the door where it's white, and even though it had dried for like 2 days, a tub of towel took that enamel right off. Yeah, how about that? I mean, I could have called them back, but I thought, you know, I bet I can just take care of that, and you know, they did such a good job on everything else. I had the house painted this week. It looks really cool. So, all right, now, there, that's off of there. So that being said, the monetize is very important about the brushes because people always say, is paint more important than brushes? Which is more important? I'm telling you what your brush is. And the brushes I recommend are, the brand is Silver. And you'll notice that the Art Sherpa uses the silver brushes, the brush line. I like the short-handled ruby satin silver angle brushes, and I get all the sizes. They don't make that many in the sizes, everything from 3/8 to 3/4. And I like these because they're just the right, they have just the right spring to them. They move the paint easily, and they can go to a really nice point, or you can do flat. You can kind of twist them. They're really good. I've got a video on YouTube that says, "Can your brush do this?" You might want to look that up. Can your brush do that? And check and see, because again, if you're struggling with the paint, chances are it's the brush. I just felt like I should say that, because after having read this comment, and of course we're here to answer questions for you tonight during a live show. That's the fun of going live. Somebody wrote the other day and said, "You guys talk too much." Well, that's the show, you guys. If you want to have acrylic art lessons that require just straight instruction, we have that. We have an art academy where all the videos are just straight instruction. But on our live shows, we enjoy your company. We like to have fun with you. We hope you have fun with us. And that's how and the best part is the interaction with the audience and with John. That makes the show fun. Some shows are actually pretty funny, even not intentional. That's what makes them even funnier. We don't intend to be funny. Sometimes things are just funny, So anyway, that's the thing. So we have John's over there doing something, but
well, I'm checking.
I'm gonna get there. Let's see. I need I started to get the paint out, and then just sort of fooled around and didn't.
Oh, moderator Mona is on with us late this morning for her.
Oh wow! Now Mona lives in Sweden, you guys. We got to visit her this summer, and it's 8 or 9 hours difference. So she's like, just add 8 hours on to the time you've got, and that's how late at night it is for her. Okay, right?
Yeah, easily.
So, easily.
Usually she doesn't make these shows, so let's give a big thank you to Big Mona.
Woohoo, Mona! So, and I had gotten a lot of requests to do paintings with lots of bright colors, which isn't too hard for me, as you guys know. And one of the things that we find most successful of the art that we do on YouTube are flowers. In fact, I have a whole playlist of hibiscus, which I will, at the end of the show, I will try to put that at the, at the very end of the video. I'll try to add that as an add-on thing. But for instance, one of our first hibiscus paintings on YouTube was this one.
Oh, I guess we're going to start showing things now.
Yeah, I want to show this as I'm going to put this out here, right?
Okay, yeah, we can see that.
I'm going to put that out while I'm putting the paint out. This was one of our most successful videos on YouTube. Here's a little bit of magenta as I put that out. Now, this is great. You can make this any size. So if you're loving hibiscus and you just want to start a collection, most of the videos that I've done of hibiscus are on YouTube. I may have an Academy one, but I would say the majority are on YouTube. Just a little phthalo blue over here, like that. And if you like the labels, if you're here in my, John and I went ahead and started printing labels again. People asked for them, and we thought it doesn't hurt. And these are Avery labels, and if you go to our Amazon store, we have a link to the right size for these. And if you want to have the template, which is free, just use the Contact Us on our website, gingercooklive.gallery. Just use the Contact Us and ask us to send you the template for the labels. And we're happy to do that. I think, and then suggestion is have one page that you don't print anything on of labels, and then if you have some different kind of paint, you can write on that and put it down. That's important too. Let's see. I want to make sure I have all the CAD red out here. Because I just threw that one tube away. So let's make sure we're...
Are we loud enough tonight, folks?
Can everybody hear us?
Can everybody hear us okay? This is me talking versus her talking. And now she'll talk.
All right. I just want to make sure I had all the CAD reds out. Okay, so I'm good here. Do I have all the colors? What am I missing? Purple? Yeah?
What's going above the magenta?
Nothing. That's magenta, CAD yellow, medium.
Oh, your labels are above?
Yeah.
Oh, you're inconsistent because the one below, see the white's below, and then you went above. Okay, from a sock puller standpoint, don't do that. That makes no sense.
You know, of all the funny things to complain about, John, you're hysterical.
You put. Oh, I stress. I stress over this.
I can tell that you do. It's just, gosh.
Just a glare on the palette paper. Well, she'll have it all smushed out in a minute, so we're picking up a glare on the palette paper, which is new, and I'm not sure why. We had to change our angles of things because of our new table we're doing and how we're doing it.
What happened to my purple? Oh, do I even have, is the purple in the blue box?
Purple is in the blue box in the back is what it normally is.
Oh,
No?
you didn't say that.
I did the first day I introduced it to you.
Well, I don't see any purple in the blue box.
Well, then maybe it's not
we
there.
put everything in drawers. I had a big tube of purple like this somewhere, and I don't see it now. Oh, here it is. Okay, now let me tell you why I didn't see it. Because it was upside down like this.
It didn't have paint all over it.
And it didn't have paint on the back. So
now I'm going to go stick my finger in the paint.
Look at that. If you just will paint the back of your tube, then you can find things. You won't
It
have
wouldn't hurt to paint the front of the tube either, because you always forget to look at the little baby label.
Yeah, see, it doesn't hurt, right? And you're going, I know, it's a little messy. I concur. It's a little messy, but that's what tub towels are for, right? Just clean your fingers and move on, right? But I'm just saying, I spent about 3 minutes here looking for the paint, and I can't be the only one that this happens to, yeah? So
Only the non-sock folders.
someone's going to say, what's a sock folder, John? Just explain that.
Those are people that fold their socks.
Yeah, can you imagine? People actually fold their socks.
Well, okay, wait. What are you doing?
I give up.
Where did you get that from?
I got it there,
in
but
the rack.
I can't
Put it
reach
back in the rack.
It's too far.
You pulled it out of the rack.
It's too far. I can't reach it now.
You're whining again.
Yes, shh, quiet. Now, all right, we have the colors. Everybody's with me on the colors. Phthalo blue, ultramarine blue, purple, yellow oxide, yellow, magenta, and cad red medium.
And when you say yellow, you're saying cad yellow.
Yeah, cad yellow medium. So we've got a yellow, just a cad yellow background here, like that. All right, so let me just...
Now to be
fair, did you paint this over a red one or something?
Yes.
It had been
It had
red.
a very, very light red behind it.
Well, I don't think that matters, John.
I'm just saying so they know, because it doesn't look like cad yellow. I mean, it just doesn't
Okay,
look
well,
it.
no, it doesn't, but it could, you know, it doesn't really matter, because you're going to paint the whole thing anyway, right?
No,
So-
you are.
Yeah, I am. So let's see. I can't find my picture now. Maybe you could find it on my iPad for me. Here. Because I
I
don't see
might
it.
as well just not even sit down and enjoy
No,
the show
don't,
tonight.
Don't sit down and enjoy the show. Get busy here and help out. So I want to talk to you about, people say, well, where's the traceable for this? Okay, come on, you guys. I'm gonna
Really? A traceable for this?
We're not going to do a traceable. Do I hear an echo in here?
Do I hear an echo in here?
Okay, so now imagine about 5 fingers down from this corner.
Is that the one you want, boss?
Yeah, 5 fingers down from this corner. Whoops, I lost it. There you go. 5 fingers down from this corner, about like this.
And you have your ruler handy, right?
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to even use the ruler. I just need this somewhere here. 5 fingers down here, I'm going to put a little dot, right? And I'm going to come up about here with a dot, because if I come here about like that, it's a dot, right? So those are my, it's about 3 fingers from the side, and about in the middle, about 3 fingers here. Now, what we're going to do, and I want you to think about when you're trying to lay something out on the canvas, you know, this is basically, if you could see this, it's almost not quite a square inside a square, but really, it's
Pretty darn close.
It's pretty darn close. But if you think about it from here, if this is this corner, from this corner here, which is about 4 fingers from this corner, right, and about 4 fingers from this corner, if you just drew a line. Do I have some white chalk? I don't want gray.
You have it in your pencil.
This is paint's too thick. These will not work on this. These will not work on this. I guess I can do pink. All right. So if you come up this way, like that, right? And let's just do a little bit of an X like this. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but if you come up here like this, right, and say this is my center where these cross, all right? Now, the easiest thing to do is just say I've got a curve here that's just coming in like that. Okay, there's my first petal, right? And then I know that from this side, I'm going to come down like this. I want you to just sort of generally make the shape like this. See the shape here? And then come this way, make this shape like that. Okay? Now we only have 4 petals, so this is really easy. We've really simplified this flower. So this one's going to come all the way around like this. So we've got a shape like this. It's coming around here, but remember this all, think about a circle here. And then this other one petal is coming out. It's a little thinner, comes down into this part of the flower like this and has a few little bumps. But if you think about how you're going to paint it in, okay, you know that you want a little bit of a curve coming in this way and a little bit of a curve this way, kind of like parentheses. All right, and then you're going to come out this way like that. This is all going to come down to the center. These little guys all live down here toward the center. All right, do you see that? And that's the shape of the flower, and it's really easy. If you think about it, it's really easy to put on. You've got a stem that's curving this way. You've got a couple leaves that are coming this way, like that. Okay. All right. Now remember, you're going to go think, toop, 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 all the way around, down, down, down. This isn't longer than this. See, if I just started drawing the lines around, let me just show you. I'm drawing the lines around. It's almost a square, but not quite. And then in the middle, now this is kind of interesting. In the middle, we've got, in this section here, we've got a diamond shape. I want you to think of a diamond shape right here in the middle with the points going toward the center. Here's your diamond, your purple dark center. Yeah? Yes and yes? So my diamond shape. Okay, everybody's with me there. And then I know that the top of this petal here is going to have like an M here, like the letter M. It's going to come around. So now I'm just using a little bit more force here to draw this in, maybe curve it in here. And if your curves are a little different, you know, bugs eat these things. Probably just got eaten somewhere. It's a little different. But see, pretty much this, each petal's kind of shaped differently. There's a little space between this one. You know, again, it's a little bit different angle. These guys touch right here. You're coming up, these guys touch right here, and it almost looks like a spade in the deck of cards here. This shape, and I want you to see where these guys touch right here. This is kind of flat, curves around, and this is touching right here. So as I make a darker flower, do you see how we drew that in? And then we know that we were going to have right here, we're going to have the, it's going to start from the center, gets narrower, and it's going to get wider here. And then it's just going to kind of turn up this way. It's going to do something like that. So that's pretty much our flower. And then we've got a leaf that's coming out here from the center like that. But I don't like to put the leaves in quite yet until we do all the background colors. But if you know this is what we have, you're in good shape, right? So any questions about this,
Yeah,
John?
about that, I would only have a comment that all hibiscus flowers don't look the same. So if you draw yours a little different, don't panic.
Yeah, they don't. And you know, because for instance, out of this shape right here, right, it's going to be kind of uneven like this. You know, it's not going to be quite a triangle when I do it. It's going to be kind of more like an ink blot test, right? Okay, but that's basically the shape of this picture. So I wish I had a way to hang this up somewhere. It's just maybe I can put it right here so I can see it. I need to be able to see it. All right, now, ideally speaking, we're going to start.
Before we get too much, what's that pencil you're using?
Yeah, these are really good, aren't they?
And who are we going to thank?
We're going to thank Robin Coates for
And
these.
who else we're going to thank? Kim Carr for giving us extra whites.
Gave us some new white ones. These are called Giocondas, and they come with all the colors. And then Kim Carr recently sent me a box of just the white ones. But they are very nice to use for drawing because you can kind of erase them with a little wet rag. They'll erase. All right. And they're very soft pastel pencils. I think they're the favorite things. And I found other pencils that I've liked, but they didn't sharpen easily. These go right in an electric pencil sharpener and sharpen, which is way nice, okay? Really very, very, now I know people that use watercolor pencils. Someone's asked that before, and you can use watercolor pencils, and those probably are fine too, and of course, with water, they'll sort of disappear too. Sometimes I'll use something like a Conte crayon, our rather new pastel.
Little chalk thingy.
What you never want to use is charcoal. Anybody know why?
Because it's black and yucky.
No, but what happens? I know you know why. Anybody in our audience know why?
Oh, we'll have to wait for 5 minutes before they
Well,
hear
I
your
mean,
question.
well,
and
while you're
respond.
thinking about it, if you're going to sketch something with black charcoal, then you better spray it with varnish and seal that charcoal, and that black will mix with all your paint and muddy your picture. Okay? So those are, just things you don't think about. But about every 10 minutes in the show, we're going to have a giveaway tonight of some stuff, depending on the donations that come in. We'll be giving away some downloadable lessons and also some Academy memberships in our Acrylic Art Academy. So and if you're interested in helping someone else, maybe surprise somebody with the gift of that. And of course, the drawing will just be for our live participants, the ones that are joining us tonight during our live broadcast. We appreciate it. You can go to our website, Karen Little Scholarship Fund, which is there at the bottom of our page on the website, or you can do what's the other one on YouTube that we've got something to?
It's called the Super Chat.
Called Super Chat, where you can. So if people feel like doing that, we certainly say in advance that that's a nice thing to do. All right, so everybody's good with this, right?
Yeah, we have a few questions that came emailed in earlier, so we can do those as we
can do this as we go. I'm going to start with a damp brush, and one of the things I want to do is take some white paint, okay? And I want to come down like this, and right over some of this. It doesn't have to cover completely, right? I don't even mind some of the yellow showing through here. I'm going to take this and just bring some streaks down here, like this. Come around my flowers, and just bring some streaks down here like that. Okay? Come all the way down. Let's see where I've got this painting, right? And if I want this beautiful purples and blues to show up, I'm going to just do a little bit of the white right here, okay? Just like that. All right, now I've got to see my picture here. So I want these purples here, and they're going to be the brightest over white, okay? So I'm going to put a little white here, and then I'll show you the difference. Okay, so I'm saying right about up to here, I want to do that. And then in this area, I'm going to take a little bit of yellow and white. I want to come up here like this, a little bit more yellow, cad yellow medium, and then a little bit of yellow oxide, like that. And let's just do a few little light streaks coming down like this. This is your next layer of paint. Just kind of turn your brush over. You want this sort of streaky, which is kind of pretty. And again, we're going to go back to a little bit of white along here, like that. And as we get down further, I'm going to take some white and phthalo blue. Okay, you're with me? All right, see that? That's a really pretty color, isn't it? And maybe a tiny bit of yellow in it, right like that, okay? Now I want to come in this way, right around our flowers with this, and just sort of streak this into this paint up here. Just a little bit streaky. Just come down here like this, up and down brush strokes. And one thing I will say is that this paint, once you get one layer of paint on something, it goes very quickly, all right? So this is kind of coming around here like this, kind of around this petal. There you go. And you want different colors. So for instance, this phthalo blue is very turquoisey. But if you took a little ultramarine blue and added to that, same color mixture over here, you could maybe have a little bit of that color in here and just streak some of that. Just don't make everything the same. Does that make sense? I want to come up here with a little ultramarine blue and just streak some of this color down here like that. Okay, like this.
Hey, we'd like to thank Sandra for the donation.
I'm going to take a little bit of water, spray it on the canvas like that. Rather than dunk my brush into the water like Greg Lougain is diving off a diving board, right? The water is just going to be here because I've already got this wet. So if I put a little water here very gently on the brush, basically, you see how this is sort of this pastel feeling of it coming down like that, these streaks. And a little bit of water, a little bit of this color here. There, I'm going to just pull this down about that far, about halfway. Okay? Now, so I'm staying in the blue colors. Where can I go? I know I can go up in here with some blue, like in there, like this. I can come around this leaf here, like that, with a little blue. This is why we love these angle brushes, because I can even leave the stem here. And look how this covers. So here, let's take a little bit of white here, a little bit of water here, and streak this a little bit under here like that. Just pull and lift up, pull and lift up, pull and lift up. Yeah, okay. Now I want to go into the magenta and ultramarine blue, which makes a really pretty purple. See that? And right here on my white here, I want to come this way and then lift up, and then lift, and then come down. So sort of come around here and just pull this down like this. And don't worry about colors mixing so perfectly. See, because I didn't mix these two colors so perfectly, you can see that. This paint's all wet. I can, get some fun streaks. And then I can just wipe the brush like this because it's kind of damp, and maybe melt these streaks in here like that. Bring it up. Okay. Now someone's going to ask, I know you're going to ask, well, what would happen if I wanted to drip something? So I feel like we should tell you. I didn't drip anything on this, but the questions come up before. Could you have just dripped the whole canvas and then put your colors on? Yeah, you could. I mean, how bold you want to be, right? Okay. So what you want to do is take a little paper towel like this and put it where you think you might want to drip something like that. Can you see where I'm tipping it? Yeah? Okay, you with me?
So far.
Now I'm going to put a little bit of water in my little pile of water here. And let's just take some ultramarine blue and make sort of more of a liquidy. You could use like liquid paint, but look, you can come up here like this, and I'm going to just tap some. Can you see that now? I'm going to take my water, okay, right here like that. I'm going to spray it up here, and I'm going to start a run. Can you see my run?
Yep.
Can you see my run?
I can see your run.
You can see it, right? I'm going to start this run. Now, if you use, and I don't care if it goes over the flower. It could, I can still paint this out. So this is the time to use it. Now, if you put a little more water on, it'll drip further. Okay. So that is something you could do, and that's really a pretty effect, right? So if I wanted to come up here like this, right? Here's some, and I'm gonna, if I dripped it right here, then spray it right at the edge. 1, 2. See? Right at the edge, and start a little run. Don't panic, right? Because that's sort of an interesting effect that's tough to get any other way. Let's just, I'm going to show it right here. I'm going to put some water right here, okay? Just to put a little water on here like this, right? And then I'll take a little, say, a little magenta and purple, like this, and maybe I'll touch it. Maybe I'll just get some drips started, right? That's a little heavier paint. Now what happens? See what I'm doing? So you can get some really, really nice effects with this. And then if like for instance, this little bit here, I'll make it tighter, but let's see, where's the brush here? Let's just come up here like this. Ooh, I got off my towel here, but let's just come up here like this. If I have a very wet brush like this, just with water, okay, I can start some drips too. Okay, can you kind of see what I've got going? And then I can just take the water, a little bit of water, and squirt and start a run. All right, so that's the sort of effect that's a little bit tougher to get than just painting it on. All right, and if you've got a little patience, and a little imagination, let's take a little phthalo blue here, right? Let's just come up here like this, and maybe right here, and I'll just put a couple here. So can you see what I've just done? Now I'm gonna just, look how that wants to wick. if you get too much in a place, then just put a little more water and bring it off. Do you see what we've got there? So that can be very pretty, okay?
Now, Zoe's asked a good question. How far do you go before it unbinds? And
Well,
interesting-
I would suggest you dry it. Now, I would take the dryer right now and just dry this real quick, and then I could do another layer. But let me just show you. You've got the idea of how this...
But no, when you dry it right now, as wet as it is, you're going to be running it more.
Well, it depends. I can diffuse it a little. Now watch, I'm going to diffuse it a little.
I've read a big report that Golden did on the acrylic properties, and I think they were even surprised. You can take it very, very far before it even begins to unbind, and they have found that most of the paints won't unbind anymore. Whatever they're doing now, they're very stable. Some of the heavier clay paints, like your dark browns, your umbers, they will unbind because of the clay property. But the actual pigment, your CADs, your rich colors, they seem to hold up to a lot more water than I think they even realized when they were actually doing it. Because somebody asked them. And so they sat around and they tested all the different paints and they scrubbed them, and after they'd put them on, they scrub them and see what would come off and what wouldn't, and it was an amazing report. Now that's on Golden paints. They're not going to test everybody else's brand, but their brand holds up very well to this type of a technique.
Okay. Now it's a little tacky, but the thing about it is, look at this nice effect I got over in here. Isn't that pretty? You see all this? Now I want you to see what happens. Let's take a clean brush, and if I do it again, all right? We're going to play with this for a little bit. You guys are with me? We're going to play with this. I'm going to take some water here, and I think I'm just going to come up here on this area and wet it, right? Like right here. Then I'm going to take a little bit of yellow and magenta, maybe cad red medium, make some sort of a, oh, this is kind of a pretty orange yellow. Kind of an orangey, well, it's orange. It's not really orange yellow, it's orange. All right, now I'm going to come up here like this, and I want you to see, can you see where I'm tapping the paint right there on the edge? Yeah?
Yep, looks like it's running a little bit.
So it's not quite running yet. And then where'd my water bottle go?
It's right there to your left hand.
Okay, so then if I spray right on the edge, depending on how steep you run it too. If you lay it flatter, it's not going to run as much. Do you see what we just did? So I mean, how much do you want this to, how much do you want it to run? Like if I do something like this, tap it more like this, okay, and then hit it with the water. Now what I like about it is running some of this yellow down into the blue and kind of making it kind of some green colors in here. That's pretty. And I might not want to go down any further than that. That's just it, right? So then I would just take a moment and dry that. So you don't, there's a lot of ways you can do this. So you could have done it before you started and then put your flower on. You can do it after you start. You may want to come in here like this and just I can maybe just drag the brush down a little bit here, this way, and have a different thing. I can mop up where I don't want it. Okay. If I didn't want it to come down that far, I dried what was underneath, right? So you can flatten it. I know that, for instance, in this area in here, I want a little darker purple. I want to come in here like this, and I want to say that this is my darker purple, like in here, like next to here. I know I want this darker. I want it darker purple in here too, and I'll just put a little of this here to start. Okay. Now what happens? Well, I can take a little bit of white and magenta now. Remember I said this was my darker purple. Now, what can you do? Can you take a little water here like this, run this down this way? You can. You can go from heavy paint. I think this is what maybe you haven't tried. You can go from heavy paint. The more I tip it, the more it's going to run, okay? So the more I tip it, the more it's going to run. If I tipped it that way, it would run that way. So then I might put a little bit of blue on here like that, maybe a little white. Now, I'm not using the fluid paints, I'm just tapping these colors on. I want you to see what I'm getting. Because sometimes if you're just in a mood to do some stuff, sometimes it's fun just to see what you can get and just draw in between the layers. Because that's really pretty, isn't it? That little bit down in here where that's done the color. I mean, I think that's really pretty anyway. I think there's a lot of different ways to get an effect like this. And sometimes this is where your inner artist comes out, this sort of extravaganza of color. You find out a lot about what your paints will and won't do. I'm going to take some white paint now, like this, and I'm going to come up here with this flower and just come out here like this and go ahead and paint outside the lines a little bit and bring in, this is a totally magenta leaf, so it really can't, it has to be white, okay? Okay, like that, it has to be white. This leaf is, totally magenta, and so is this one. So let's, I say petal. Now, this is what I love, a wide brush like this. I'm not going to do any more drips, so I think anything else I do, I will do by just with using the brush, okay? But maybe when you start seeing the flower filled in, it'll start making more sense to you, okay? Like so. I'm going to say, here's our flower, and this is coming down like that. Let's just go outside the lines here a little bit, okay? Like that.
Hey, we'd like to thank Nancy for the donation through the PayPal system.
Oh, thanks, Nancy. That's really nice.
I see the conversation going on. Yes, PayPal works on 3% and YouTube works on 30%. So
Yeah,
like the
it's
example,
really
you give
interesting.
$100, PayPal would take 3 of it, YouTube would take 30 of it.
Yeah, isn't that something? So, all right, so I'm going to come back here with a little bit of white here on this petal right here. I'm going to kind of scoot around this flower like this, petal like this, before I dry it. I'm going to come in like this. There we go, just kind of paint over my chalk.
And the reason you're painting this in white is?
Because I want the magentas to be really bright.
Bright and cheery.
I want them to be really bright. Could you've just done all this on a wet canvas and dripped? Yeah, but you really need an underpainting. I guess you could have painted a canvas white and done this, but you still would have had to have yellow here for these guys. So I guess you could have, 10 to 1, half a dozen the other, how you start this out. Okay? Now, these two are more in the yellow, so I'm going to take yellow and Ted yellow medium and white and come up to here like this and paint this one. Okay, right over the drips. Not worried about it. A little bit more white with the yellow here. There we go.
I see a question from a while ago. What color is the background? It is a cad yellow over a light red.
But you could have painted the background just yellow. It doesn't have to
Just
be
yellow,
that.
any color.
Really, just a light color.
Yeah.
It just either had to be white, but I know you want to use the white canvas, but I don't want you to do that. So then the question becomes, well, what do you use? And then so yellow is pretty good. There we go. See this little petal there, right? And we'll come over here. It's got a little bit of cad yellow medium. This one's still going to be pretty yellow right here.
We'd like to thank the Cotton Creator and MJ for their donation through the YouTube system.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Okay.
And we had another one come in, Tonya from the PayPal system.
Thank you, Tonya, very much. Thank you. All right, when I come over here, do you remember that orange color we made a minute ago?
That gorgeous orange?
That gorgeous orange. Let's come on over here and put that right on top of this one and blend these together like this. Let's do that. Maybe coming around the side like this. Now wipe your brush and just sort of take the back of it and just sort of smudge that out. So it's just like blush on a face, so that you don't have any hard lines here. Let's just blend that out right like that. Okay. And we'll take some of that orange over here just on the tip of this. Well, this is still wet, a little bit more yellow, I think. And we'll just say that there's a little bit of orange color on the outside of this one. Yeah, if this starts to get sticky, then just go ahead and dry it. If this is dried to the point where it's sticky, like this one is, then just go ahead and dry your picture and then keep going, because you can't, when the paint starts to feel sticky, it's not going to blend. It starts to drag, and so you might as well just dry it. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so that would be probably my admonition there. Now you see, this is all a little shiny, so it's still kind of wet, but we're having fun with this, right? And I love these colors that we're getting in this background. We can create it with the brush, but it is sort of fun to see what you get when you don't. Let's see, here's a little phthalo blue. Now, if I come up here again on the top of this, I can just take a brush and just barely touch it and suggest another row of drips without dripping anything. In other words, you can layer this too. You know, you don't have to. I think I want kind of a light blue in here, like this, in between these. So even though I've got this drip here, I can still bring a drip down, even if it's just with my brush. Okay, and maybe take a little of this magenta color, and say I want a little bit stronger drip right here. And it can be a brush drip. Does that make sense? It doesn't have to be a water drip. You can give that effect. I know I want it, for instance, a little bit darker under here. So I'm just playing with the background a bit, as long as here's our leaf. See, this is why we love the these angle brushes, because when you put them on an edge, they outline. For instance, when you get them on an edge like this, you get a really lovely outline, like that, okay? And then when they're not on the edge, then you can use them as a flat brush too. So we're going to come in here like this, a little wider, here, around here, okay? So, I mean, there's some great leeway with how you paint a background. There's a lot of, you can drip the whole thing, you can do it with a brush, you can take, you know, we just did that dark color, I wet the brush, now I can pull down something here like this and keep this color going. Keep a color going here, just start layering, like that. It gets so, to me, it gets so pretty. It's almost like a waterfall, or well, it is. It's like a rainbow that's washing down. I don't know. That's what it feels like to me.
We'd like to thank Janet and Cheryl for their donations through the PayPal system.
Oh, Janet and Cheryl, that is so kind. Thank you very much. That is lovely. All right, I want to come around here like this and cut in here like that. And if I did that, let's just cut this drip in. Use it on here like that. Okay, and then maybe I'll just come up with the magenta like this, right? So on my brush like this. Start at the beginning, off the canvas, pull up and lift. Pull up and lift. There, see? Interesting, isn't it? Come up from the bottom, pull up and lift. Okay. And then I want a little bit of white here. Kind of, I like this little light edge, just then pull it and lift up. Right under your flower, pull it and lift up, pull and lift. It's like a flick of the wrist. Pull and lift. I want everything to go kind of straight down though, yes and yes. All right, so I'm really loving this background. When this purple dries, yellow and purple are complements. So if you put yellow and purple together, you just get a muddy color. So what you've got to do, it's like kryptonite. So when this dries, I'll put some gold coming up. And I feel like this is very gold here, but maybe I could take a little bit of this light blue color, like this, maybe something a little bit lighter here, and do this. I want a little bit of lighter blue just up in this area. Barely, if I do this and lift it up, then I won't have a line. There we go. Just lift up, right like that. Kind of over this. Okay. So by that time, you see this is pretty dry now. The white's pretty dry. This is pretty dry, and I think we're doing pretty good. Everybody kind of feeling good about what we've got?
So far, so good. Let's tackle one of those email.
Yeah, who's got an email question? That would be good.
My husband asked, wouldn't it be better to use a softer brush to blend? My husband, wait a minute, also says that he has been blending challenges because he's obviously not used to putting on makeup. So is it easier to blend with a softer brush?
No, the
not
softer
with a heavy
brush.
body.
No, not with heavy body paint. That's the problem. That you'd think so, you know. You want a real soft brush for varnish.
Oh yeah.
A very soft brush when you're doing varnish, but a really soft brush won't blend it because you're doing it. It's because your paint's heavy body. Now, if you're using a fluid paint like say this is Golden's fluid, then maybe a soft brush would be very nice with that because it's a very, very fluid paint. But basically speaking, because that's sort of acrylics are just work a little differently, and you want a brush with a spring. It's very hard to buy a brush over the internet you've never seen because and someone hasn't recommended it, because in an art store you can go through and just start flicking all the brushes with your finger, going like Goldilocks, nope, 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 yes, nope, 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 that kind of thing. But when you're looking at a catalog, I mean, you just don't know, right? So, okay, so we're going to do something kind of fun here. We want a really clean brush if we're going to be doing the magenta. Did that answer that question, John?
Yeah, you did good on that one. We have another one for you, though. This is something a little off topic.
Yeah.
Have you ever put one of your puzzles together? I asked because I just finished the Lemieux. Is she aware how much more complex it makes a puzzle when it's not a picture or a photograph and contains Ginger's crazy brushstrokes and the use of optical blending?
Yes, I have put. I had a friend called Dee. Well, she's still called Dee Dee. She's still a friend. She lives in Bulgaria now, but she used to have. I mean, she's still alive or something, but not as well.
Still alive or something? I mean.
Well, she's in Bulgaria, so she's just gone off the planet as far as I'm concerned because I haven't seen her. But she used to have a coffee shop, and when the puzzles first came out, I brought her a set of them down there, and we just would put them together to have coffee. It was really fun. All the customers could do it too. It was really fun. Just had one in the coffee shop, going at all times. My favorite story about the puzzles, I had a woman write me from England, and she'd found one of my puzzles in a thrift shop, and she was missing one of the pieces and thought it'd be great if I send it to her. Like I didn't manufacture puzzles, right? And I think, wow, And then I had so many people whine about, there'd be a big box of puzzles that wouldn't even be my puzzle, it'd be one of the other puzzles in the box that contained also mine, and they'd whine about it. You're a horrible person. I spent all this time putting this puzzle together, and I'm missing a piece. And yeah, so I would just you see, I don't know if we got boxes left. I can show people what we're talking about.
Oh, but, sure. I'm just sitting around.
John's
I'm going to have to walk in front of the camera, though. Sorry.
All right. John's walking in front of the camera real quick.
Okay. I blocked myself off.
The thing about it is that when I first had my prints done, for Canadian Art Prints was the first company to print my work. And because print companies, generally in those days, this was some time ago, wanted art galleries to frame the prints, they'd made them an odd size, even though I didn't. They made them an odd size. So
so they would cut into your image?
So what they did was they cut my name off. I didn't think to put that in the contract that my name had to be on this print. It was on the print, but not on the picture. So when you framed it, you had no idea who painted it. Looked anonymous. So I got really wise, and so I told the puzzle company, okay, I want my name all over that box of puzzles. I don't want any question of who did this what, and I want my name on the picture and all that stuff. And then I thought, I'll get real smart. I'll add my website.
Ugh.
Which in those days is just, we don't have this website anymore, but I added a website. Well, the puzzle company was selling these puzzles in Target and Walmart. I swear to God, they sold them in 3 languages all over the world. There's no way to know who did. So who did people write? Me. They didn't write the puzzle company because they, in their wisdom, decided not to let anybody know who they were. Okay?
And now you know why.
And so, like, here's one of my puzzles, and so you see it has, it's a village piece. It's got Ginger Cook on it, 1,000 Peoples, and it's a L'Esprit Divin, and then you see it's got in the different languages, and then you've got the 1,000 piece, and then over here you've got more information, and it's somewhere on here is my website on the box. Okay, and here's another one. This was the place where Cinnamon and I stayed. We rented this house in France, and again, Lemieux, and that was the name of this bed and breakfast. We rented the whole place, and we only were using 3 rooms. It was in the winter, and again, you can see it's in all these languages, but my my information was the only one on. So I was getting this hate mail from people saying, I'm missing a puzzle piece or something like that, and it's all your fault and you're a horrible person. But then I very cleverly said, gosh, I'm so sorry. Let me give you the name of the company. I'm sure they'd be happy to send you another puzzle. Snarl, snarl, and I'd send them up. There was a Canadian company that actually made them, and I sent them up to them.
Hey, we'd like to thank Nancy for the donation that came in during our puzzle break.
Oh, thanks, Nancy. And I'm glad we took that break because now I'm going to be kind of good with this color. All right, I got a damp brush. Yes?
Just
Yes
damp,
and
not
yes.
dripping wet.
And I'm going to just mist my paint a little because it's been sitting out here drying, okay? Like that, just a little mist on the paint. And I want to start with a little white on the brush. And then I'm going to get a little dab of
Magenta.
magenta. Now look what happens, because I started with the white first and then got a little glob of that. Now look what happens. It's mixing on the canvas. And I want the brush strokes to be pulled down like this. I'm pulling them down toward the bottom. And then I'll get a little more paint like that. It takes some paint, right? You notice that there is actual paint on the brush. You can come over it a little bit like that. And as we go down toward the bottom, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the magenta now and start at the bottom and come up like that. So start at the bottom and come up like that. So you want to do that with there, all right? That's all we're going to do for the first petal for now. But we can do something similar to the other one. Over here, a little bit of white, a little bit of, on half of this one, we're going to do some magenta. And I want a little more magenta than I had. See my little glob of magenta? I'm going to come around here and I'm going to say, there's this magenta. I want it coming down here like this, coming up this way. Okay. From the bottom, up that way. Now I'm going to, do I have this anywhere else? Because this is, I've got quite a bit of paint left. So where else could I put this? I know I'm going to have a little bit of magenta coming up here. So basically I'm going to wipe my brush off because that's way too much paint and just have a little water on it now. This is either going to do blending medium or water. I'm going to have a little water on it. I'm going to come up this way. A little more water on the brush. I may have to just dip it in water. Okay, see how this is sort of sticking? I don't want that. So I want this to come up like this and just lift it up. Maybe take a little white, come down here, wipe it off, and just like this. Just bring this up. This is just a really tricky thing. It's just layers like that. So we're going to bring that one out like that. Okay. And then we're going to rinse the brush. Take a little bit of yellow and white. Okay. Come down over here like this. Maybe a little bit more cad yellow medium. Okay. Now, where these two meet, watch, I'm going to wipe and just push a little harder and sort of blend in a little bit of orange color in here like that.
Tara would like to know, why were you going down on the petal and then you changed and going up on the petal?
Well, it's darker down here, so for me it's easier to do and lift up. I want it to come down. I want the brush strokes to come down because they're starting here and coming down, and then from here then I can lift up. So for me it's a very simple way to blend, because when I come in here a little bit of magenta and say a little tiny bit of ultramarine blue and make it a little bit darker on the magenta right here, for instance, do you see that? Then I can take this and just lift my brush up to have it darker. See, like that? And if my brush is damp, when I come up here, I can just lift it and just feather that out. But I want it a little bit darker right here. Okay, if it's too wet, none of the paint will stick. So here's another coat of our magenta right here, like that, using just the edge of the brush. That's kind of easy, right? All right, so there we've got a couple petals done.
Moderators, if you're out there, go ahead and let's start the contest up, because we've got several donations and we're going to have prizes go Okay, so my microphone now works.
Tell people what's going on.
Okay, we are trying to work out the system. We don't know what happened to our mics. You should be getting me now. It's off my camera mic.
Can this camera mic do something?
I can turn my camera mic around to you, and you might be able to talk.
Can you turn your camera mic around to me so that you guys can hear me?
And that's not long enough to do anything.
Let's see. We're hoping that you can hear me. Does this sound thing work right there?
No, it's not. No. This is for recording.
Okay. All right. We're sorry, you guys. We don't know what happened. I'm putting out some more magenta. I just went ahead to paint anyway. I want to go ahead and paint anyway, regardless, and we'll try to. John's going to go ahead and do the giveaway. And if you can hear, anybody here? We want to know if you can hear us.
Yeah, they have sound. Can you hear Ginger good enough?
Can you hear me? Yeah? Yes and yes? No and no?
Yeah, they can hear enough.
Okay.
Loud though. Well, at least you're hearing us.
All right, we're loud?
Well, sometimes we are.
Well, I think I'm trying to shout because I don't think anybody can hear me.
Well, I can turn my mic on. Why don't I turn my sound on for a second on my computer, see what it sounds like.
Okay.
A lot of background. Can you hear Ginger good enough?
Can you hear me? There we go. We're hearing in the background. I'm trying to hear if you guys can hear us. Yeah? Yes and yes? They can hear me.
They can hear you good enough.
All right. All right, you guys
We'll go with that so I can get the other mics working. All right.
All right, so you see where I'm just putting a few little colors here like this, alternating the yellows and the streaks like this. Here we go. And taking a little bit of white and magenta, coming up here on this one. Just pull and lift up, pull and lift up. Wipe the brush because I want to get the orange off of it. See that? A little bit of white now and magenta. Start here like this. Okay. Well, I'm glad you could finally hear something because that's really disturbing when nobody was hearing anything. All right. Okay.
All right.
So, all right, what? All right, so people are, when is the last thing that people didn't understand what we did? I think you guys understood what we did, right? You could kind of follow along as I was painting this, I hope. I just love technology. I expect so much more from technology than I get.
We're up for about 10 minutes, so we missed a lot.
Well,
Well, we take the painting down. You know, learn what you can from this one. We probably won't keep it up though.
Take it down. That's easy enough to do.
Yeah.
We'll take it down. You guys are going to get to see it, and we'll take it down after the show. So, but we're still going to do the giveaway for you guys, and we'll just do that. If we have a bad recording, we're sorry.
Yeah, bad recordings. We can't keep up anymore.
This is why the live is sort of difficult for us, because it seems like every time we go live, there's some new challenge that we didn't have that we had you know, and it just makes John furious. And you can tell he's all mad now.
He says there's no audio signal coming from our device, but yet I'm seeing it. Let's power cycle it.
Okay.
When in doubt, power cycle.
I want a little pink coming up here for the bottom, here like this. Just sort of pulling up here like this, and maybe a little more pink right here.
I think we're back. Hold on a second.
What's back?
I think we're back on our regular mics.
So what happened?
Well, I just had a power cycle. I don't know. It had a problem. Okay, hold on a second. I got to find the other one because we have echoing now because we have both mics on.
Sorry.
Okay, now I think we're back.
So, all right. So everybody wants to know what went wrong.
Well, apparently our sound deck, who's plugged into the USB port on our computer, decided it wanted to take a break. So it just shut off.
How old is that sound deck? That's not the one we got from the kids, is it?
No, we already went through that one.
Okay.
No, this I think is year and a half.
Year and a half.
It should last longer than that. I don't know. Could be the computer. All right, so we're back to regular
The
Will still be available on
regular
YouTube tonight?
scheduled
No.
broadcast? Is
No,
that
not
what-
with 10 minutes of silence. This will not be left up. No way, Jose.
Okay, we're sorry. We can't leave it up for that very reason. Is that you know, when we run into these kind of problems, but we are going to finish the painting, and you know, we could do it. We could take it down and put it back up as a speed painting. Then we'll have.
Well, you kind of gave them that already when they couldn't tell what you were doing.
Yeah, but then it's intentional, right? I don't know.
That's so true. It is intentional.
All right, so you see what I've got so far. See how I've gotten all these colors in here so far. And I think I want some red. Naphtha crimson. I've got the purple in here, but I want to go for red. Here's some naphtha crimson. Let's put a little of that color out. That's cad red. I don't want that. I would have that. What is this? Cad red. Where's naphtha crimson here? Let's just see, cad red's an orange red, you guys. So, can you run a giveaway for all the people that hung in there with us with no sound?
Yep, that's what I'm working on now, boss.
John's getting a giveaway going here, you guys.
So get your entries in now. We're going to start to give the goodies away. We got 3 downloadables and 3 7 days currently.
All right, so I've got some red and a little bit of ultramarine blue. I want this sort of deeper red color. I want it a little bit in here like that. I just want this to be a little redder in here. There we go. There we go, like that.
Hey, Andrew just walked in the door. Say
Hi,
hello, Andrew.
You missed all the fun, right?
I don't
When we
know if
had
he was
no
here on
sound
the
for 10
silence.
minutes because our sound thingy died. It's always one thing or another. But, you know, I want to say that the good news was, this week, the good news was that John and I found the nicest person in Houston to help us finish getting our house painted. Our house got painted this week. And
Well, it got sided.
it got sided and painted, you know. New siding and painted, and they did a really nice job. And we're not getting hate letters anymore from the Homeowners Association. And it was really funny because they had just the colors we were allowed to paint our house. And so I had a couple suggestions. They gave you the Sherwin-Williams, you know, ticket book of colors, just like 1,000 colors. And I had picked out a couple colors I thought would be nice because we have sort of English Tudor house, and I thought it would be nice with the trim. So I went tootling down to the Homeowners
office.
Association, because that's what we have here in Texas, Homeowners Association. They're the ones that make the rules, and to see what we could, you know, what we could accomplish with painting this house, right? And so I said, well, I want to do this and this, and she says, well, you can't do that. I'm going, oh, why not? And she says, because we hired a color consultant, and he said you can have your house these shades of brown or these shades of gray. So they had all these tickets. I wish I could show you the tickets, because you know what I mean, these strips of tickets. And I said,
But
well, what about this color here on this ticket and this one? Oh, no, you can't cross tickets.
No, you have to stay on the same.
Within the color family on your ticket. And she says, we've hired people that are experts in colors, and this guy says, these are the colors. And I wanted to say, color expert, who could that be? But then I thought, well, he probably gave it a lot of thought. I've given it maybe an hour driving around the neighborhood to see what other people did, you know, kind of stuff. So probably gave it more thought than I did, though I have to say I've been trying to get this house painted for years, so I probably thought about this a little more than most people think. But, you know, the final decision. So I thought, okay, so what can we do? And so what we ended up doing was, oops, this just rolled in the paint. We ended up doing.
You rolled in the paint?
We picked a light gray, which looks gray or beige in the.
Depending upon what side of the house you're on,
what
because
side
of the light.
house you're on, and then a dark gray trim. I'm putting a little phthalo blue here.
And we were told that this is the Millennium colors.
Yeah, Millennium colors.
So because you're thinking of selling the house, these are what the Millenniums want.
Well, we're not
selling. Are you kidding? We fought forever to get the house.
Yeah, we finally got that. We finally became homeowners in February. Okay. And the tenant finally agreed to be out the 1st of July.
1st of July, which ended up being the 5th
of July.
6th of July.
You know, not complaining, just saying, right? just saying, right? Just saying. But just.
My.
But what was interesting to me, and while I'm letting this dry, we're going to do some greens here. Let's take a little yellow and phthalo blue and make a pretty green. as opposed to an ugly green. Let's put some more
Well, yeah,
white
we don't
with
want
that.
ugly green.
Yeah,
No.
just a little bit more blue here. And I want to come along here like this and suggest, I'm going to push real hard with my angle brush and suggest that's my stem, like that. See how it can narrow and then push hard and then just swirl it around. Isn't that pretty, kind of like that? And then let's put a little more yellow with it and make a darker green. Just around the outside edge, I'll just darken this green like that. And then let's get a little bit more blue with that. And I'll say this is the blue with this leaf. And if you get in the habit of not mixing your colors so perfectly, you'll find that you can, when you paint the brush, when you use the brush, like this is some yellow on it. Now look here, I'm just going to go over what I just painted. You can mix right on the canvas. Here's a little, just a little bit of, see, there's quite a bit of yellow here, and I'm going to hold the brush straight up like that. And if I push harder, it's going to blend that in. So you can get this sort of this two-tone effect. And there's enough yellow now on my brush, and the brush has already got green on it, so if I come over here like this, now look what happened. The harder I push, there you go. Gonna come in like that, see? So I've got this pretty yellow edge, which I was able to create just by how much pressure I put. That's why these angle brushes are so lovely. Here's a little gold, and there's quite a bit of gold on here too, on the glob on this edge. I'm going to push here like this. Okay. There, I don't want to ruin that nice edge. And then here, just gold right like this, straight up. I could have let that dry a little bit. Okay.
Okay, the first winner of a 1 credit downloadable is Kathy Traber, Traber.
Congratulations, Kathy. This is awesome. Good for you. That is a great. That's a great thing here. And so for those of you who want to know what that is, you know, we have a regular Acrylic Academy, and then we have, but you know, where you on a monthly basis you have access to over 400 lessons of step-by-step lessons, no chat or anything, just very serious art lessons, occasionally a story or two from me in the videos, okay? And some are an hour long, some are 5 hours long. It just depends on you, but we don't care, you know. But some people, maybe they don't have internet or whatever reason, they just want, or there's a favorite lesson, they just want to own it like you own a good book. And so these are what we call our downloadable lessons. We, you know, have a pretty good selection, about 50 in there, I think now. Our downloadable lessons.
Oh, there's going to be a ton more by the time we're done with the next round.
We're adding some every week. And they start with 1 credit or 2 credits or three credits or whatever. So you can get a lot of them for just 1 credit. And I'm going to make this a little darker in here like that. So we would invite you to try our downloadable lessons. And you just, what you do is you just, if you're an Academy member, you get a discount.
No, not automatically. You have to ask for it first.
You have to ask for it. You have to ask for it. You have to, absolutely, I'm sorry. You have to ask for it ahead of time. You have to say, I want blah blah lesson, and then John sends you the discount code. Yeah, there you go.
So Kathy, you will get an email. All winners will get an email from me later tonight or first thing in the morning, depending upon what time things happen around here, and with instructions on what to do. Our next winner of a 7-day Academy membership is Carol Tomaras, Tomaras. Am I close?
Oh, congratulations, Carol. All right. And thanks to the lovely donations that have come in tonight, we're doing this. Thank you very much to you guys that donated. We appreciate it, to the Academy, and you donated somebody to give somebody a chance to have a...
we do have one other question that Jules asked. When you place your paint on the palette paper, do you leave the sheet attached to the pad or remove it to the table?
Oh, I leave it attached to the tab, to the tablet. And can I mention my big? I want a wine. Can I wine? I'm just gonna.
I'll go get the wine. I'll go get the cheese.
Bitch is the word here.
Oh, my!
I'll tell you what. I've been painting for years with acrylic paints, and when they first came out with these disposable tablets, which they've had it almost from day one, they were glued down on all the sides except one, and they didn't come loose.
Oh, they were a
over
pain.
the years. Oh no, that was great because now if you're doing stuff like this, it doesn't come loose. But over the years, Some of them are so badly constructed that you barely touch them, and they totally come loose from their tablet. The reason I like the brand we have is because they're pretty stable. They don't come loose. But there's all kinds of ones that the sheets just tear loose instead of staying there attached to the tablet.
You are really carrying on. This whining is going excessive.
I know. I'm telling you.
I mean,
this is very,
I found you good pallets. You
Yes,
don't have
no,
this problem,
no,
but you're still whining about the old days.
Yes, because you can't. These guys don't know that there's just certain tablets that make a difference and some that don't. Look, we're putting a few more colors here on
Now,
our
when we say
flower.
it's a downloadable lesson, that can mean you can either watch it through the internet, or you can download it to your computer or your iPad or your phone, whatever device you may happen to have.
Exactly right.
So it's either
exactly
or.
right.
Oh, it's either or and both,
Yes.
because it's yours. You have
Yeah.
it forever. So if your computer dies, you just go back onto your account and go grab it again.
Yeah. So here's our. Now I'm
And
sorry
speaking
to
of
say, because we
down-
lost the sound, we're not going to be leaving this up. Because we lost the sound for about 10 minutes tonight due to a faulty soundboard.
Ooh, that's not very nice.
Well, that's true. So just want to let you guys to see what we're doing here.
Carol won last week, and she hasn't used it yet, so we're going to pass that one on. Thank you, Carol. We'll go ahead and call another one.
Can I suggest that you go buy a lottery ticket?
Yeah, really.
I'm Carol. If you're winning this kind of stuff, I'm serious. I would be out buying lottery tickets, man. If you're winning
And if you
that
do
much.
win big, don't forget the Karen Little Scholarship Donation Foundation there.
You can always pay it forward, somebody
Yeah.
else. It's just kind of a
Yeah,
nice thing to do too, right? So here we go. Let's just put a little line.
So
in
Carol's
here.
will be back up for grab here in a second. Let me finish up with the one I'm doing right now, downloadable lesson. Again, download or viewable online.
All right, now while John's doing that.
Roberta Crandall.
Oh, Roberta, good for you.
I'm
That's
sorry, I
nice.
had to get that out before you.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to dry a little bit. And you said you cannot go to commercial, right?
No, I can't go to commercial. They have to deal with me and you in the background.
All right. So I'm just.
No, I'm not pushing this envelope tonight. I think we pushed it. I don't know why the boards went out, but it's back.
But it's back. Well, it could be just old, John.
Okay, what's that say about us? Nothing.
Nothing. All right. I'm going to dry this, okay?
I'm going to
We're
mute you.
almost done with this. I think it's kind of neat, though, right?
You can't be done. We have lots to go. Okay. Who did we just do? Roberta Crandall. Okay. We're going to do another drawing for Carol. Thank you, Carol, for kicking it back to us. Really appreciate that. It gives other people an opportunity. I use a program now called random.org as a website, and they generate the random number with the sound waves around you in the ambient room. It's called the seed number. So we have a new 7-day, oh, don't talk yet, I gotta turn you back on. Not that it probably made too much difference, but, okay, you can talk now.
Yeah. So what? All right. So you've given out. So we've done. What have you done here? I couldn't hear a thing you said. I just had the hairdryer in here.
I'm giving Carol's paying it forward, and I'm giving hers away right now to a lovely lady.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to go into the white paint. Do you remember this? We got to put this this little guy in here. So if you're not sure where he goes, do a few dots like this. All right. So then now you know.
You don't have to re-enter.
Like that.
Karen Hesketh. Yeah,
Right.
I think Karen Hesketh, 7-day membership winner.
Congratulations, Karen. That's great. All right. So you see here, I brought my
So now you guys have
white
got me out
stamen
of
in
order.
here like that. And see how easy that was with an angle brush like that? And I want to give a shout out to the brush guys at www.thebrushguys.com, because they respect the buying power of all the YouTube artists. And if they are the only company I know of that continually gives all of us discounts. If you use my name, Ginger Cook, all one word, doesn't matter what you buy, whether you buy an art Sherpa brush or you go to my teacher page, buy one of these angle brushes, doesn't matter. They don't care what you buy on there. You use my name, you get 5%, and they ship they ship globally, and we've had our friends in Australia tell us that they can buy paint so much cheaper, not paint, but brushes so much cheaper from the brush guys from America than they can buy in their own country. So I think that those are the kinds of things that, I as a consumer, I appreciate people that value me as a consumer and value you guys. And so both my daughter Cinnamon and I are, big fans of the brush guys, and some of these other companies that sell art supplies, they don't get that you YouTubers and we YouTubers, we have buying power.
No,
and
we don't have buying power.
Well, we don't, but I mean, as a group,
we are influencers.
No, not me, but I'm just saying, as a group of all of us, when as a group people buy stuff, that makes a difference. And a lot of these big art companies don't think that you matter. They don't think that anybody watches YouTube matters. And yes, they'll have their occasional sales, but I'm kind of partial to the companies that sort of cater to us, right? They
take care of the little guy.
To the little guy, and cater to that. And the fact that, anyway, that's my thing. I really appreciate the fact.
You're really on the soapbox tonight, aren't you?
I am. So I'm going to just come up here like this and make a little shoulder here on this little guy right here. You can come over. Once you've drawn something, you can reshape start playing with your lights and darks and reshape a petal if you want, like that. You can, if you feel like you need a little bit lighter. Like this has got too much of an outline, so I could come up here and just barely see that outline here. And when you're doing an outline, try thick and thin lines. That's always clever. I could use a little bit more purple in here, maybe like a little bit darker right there on this petal. Like
Karen Tucker, winner of a 70-day Academy membership.
Ooh, Karen, congratulations. Congratulations. We're going to switch brushes now. I'm going to get a little tiny one. This is the smallest one they make. This is a 1/4 inch. I love it. And because and again, we're going to take a little bit of yellow and cad red medium, just little globs of it, right, like this. Don't mix it up very well. I want to start up here like this, but we'll start with cad red medium, like this. And we're going to just do little dots here in this area. Get enough paint where you can really see it, like that. And we're going to come up here all the way down. It gets a little white. Now let's add a little white to that. Little white, just a few dots, just little globs of white, like little drops of white here, like this. And because your brush is dirty, it's going to make kind of a peach color. It won't be pure white, but you can drop it on here like that. Come down here like this. There's our little stamen guy. And here's my white right here. I want this a little whiter, a little lighter right there. This is where you can kind of do a little touch up. This is what I love about this. A little bit of light color right here. Do a little bit of touch up. Okay. So never, don't panic if you maybe have one of these that you don't like the color as much on, right? I wouldn't worry about that at all, because you can always come back and add another color to our rainbow assortment of colors here.
Lisa Lindberg, winner of a 1-credit downloadable lesson.
Now next week we're going to be doing a premiere again.
Now, what is a premiere event? What do you mean by that?
Well, the premiere is where we're gonna pre-record the lesson, but we're gonna be live to talk to you about it, and I'll be on the chat talking to you. We won't be live like we are now, but we'll have pre-recorded the lesson, and then the first time we air it, you can do that.
You can participate in live chat with the artist.
With the artist, and I will be answering questions.
Her bad typing in all capitals. She's not yelling at anybody. That's just Ginger.
Well, I just think it's easier. I'm sorry. There you go.
It's so hard to read all caps.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh, I can see them. I can see them, right? Those are see 'em caps, right? Okay, so let's just come up here like this and do that. All right, so we did a little bit of this. Now, I think I told you I wanted to put some kind of gold up here. You can't put yellow over wet purple, but if you have some yellow,
yellow over wet, no, you can't do that.
Because it all goes blend. So you can come up here like this, bring the brush up and lift, pull and lift like that. There's a little bit of yellow on this side, and I want to make sure I've got this nice and light here. I like this yellow right here, but I think I want a little bit of light coming in. Let's see, a little more yellow. How's that? A little bit more yellow coming in this way. This is my next layer of kind of pretty light yellow.
Why am I buffering? Anybody else buffering? Are we just going downhill tonight?
Shh, we're not going downhill.
Or we're not going uphill.
All right, so I guess...
where's my feed?
All right, how we doing, John?
Feed says it's still good. I don't know why I'm buffering.
Well, you know what? It's been an interesting day. I don't think there's any storms in the area, though. Yes,
there is. There's tons of storms out there. Haven't you been hearing the thunder all night?
Oh, yeah. I missed that.
Okay, it must just be me. I won't worry about it. So if you guys are fine, that's all that counts. Doesn't matter if I see or know what's going on. I don't need to know.
All right, put a little orange down here like that. Just a little bit of orange with that yellow, like down, a little bit of gold down there. And we're putting it. These are fun, festive colors, aren't they? I really like this painting because of that, the lights and the darks. I think that's kind of cool. I want some little magenta and purple. I want this to be a little bit darker right here on this. Just pull that in there like this, off this edge. A little bit darker.
And congratulations to Joy Menzel, Mentzel, winner of a 7-day Academy membership.
Wow, this is the Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting, for those of you who are wondering what that is.
Likewise.
And here, let's bring a little bit of this.
I'm going to refresh my
If you
screen.
like my bright pink, now some of you like my bright magenta. This is, if you're having trouble getting that, I'm not surprised. That's by Holbein, and they have the best pink magenta of anybody on the market.
Their paints are really rich in pigment.
It's like a Pepto-Bismol pink. It is a beautiful, beautiful pink, and you can't I can't say enough how much I love their colors. And again, of course, you know, this is all about layering here, but still, I was just looking for the. Of course, I was looking for something. What am I looking for? Why am I always looking for things?
We have one more giveaway, which is going to be a Back to Basic Series 1 set, which is...
Ooh, that's 55 cents, a $49 value.
$49.95 value of 24 videos, 12 hours of pure joy.
So that is a marvelous thing. Someone's going to
What it does, it teaches you all the basics of acrylic painting and the gingercook style. What are you looking for, my love?
I'm looking for the Holbein magenta.
May I get up and find it for you?
Sure, I would love to know where it is. It's not on the table. It's not in my box here.
It is not here. It is not there. It is not anywhere.
Where is it? Is this it? No.
That doesn't even look like a Holbein.
I don't know where it went. So this is just too crazy.
Okay, we can move this back.
All right, so while John's looking for the paint, all right, he's looking for the paint. Where's my other stuff? I'm going to show you some stuff. If you like this kind of bright pink flower, one of our newest Academy lessons that we put up last week is azaleas from the Azores. Again, you can see it's sort of in, again, this Holbein magenta that just really pops the colors. That's really cool.
Dear.
Thank you. Where'd it go?
It was right in your...
It was in the box. All right, this is what it is. Quadrichrome magenta from Holbein. That is an amazing color. It's just an amazing colored paint. I just wanted... Holbein's, they're made in Japan, and they have some really, really awesome bright colors. In fact, their colors are so strong that you almost often overmix them. I bet Andrew can tell you when he was first using them, he probably ran into that. It's really easy to do. Let me see if I've got a little bit of light here. Let me just do a little bit of light right like that. There we go on this petal right there. A little bit of light. There we go.
You know what?
Gonna just pull a little bit of this orange right here. I want to just put a little bit less bright here. There we go. A little bit here like that. And I guess we can do like that. Now, we'll have to, again, we could possibly turn this into some sort of speed painting, John.
Well, some people have gone back and checked and said it looks like it's between 2 and 5 minutes of silence, and they want to leave it up and just put in the description sound issue.
Okay, you know, I guess
we
we
will
could.
take that under advisement with the staff of Sam and Chester.
Oh, we can see. If you guys don't think it's too bad, we just hate to leave up crummy products. You know what I mean? We hate to be
We
the
have
one
a
that does
reputation,
that.
good or
There you
bad as
go.
it may
Good
be.
or bad, we hate to do that. But you can see, I think the painting came out really well. And the other thing I want to suggest, if you want a color that really pops, this is the Holbein Phthalo Green. I want you to see the difference on that, right? So if I wanted this stem to really pop, Phthalo Green, and let me just show you how much stronger the color is, right?
Which one are you doing?
Phthalo Green. Look at that, and white.
It's so bright.
Look at that. Isn't that just a gorgeous color? Yeah. So, I mean, that's, you know, they don't pay me to say this. I mean, I'll just tell you, for instance, I've been very unhappy with certain brands of paint where the burnt umber has been so thick it's like sludge, right? And burnt umber is one of those colors. Umber and burnt umber, one of those colors that's very, very sensitive to temperature. And you've got to
But it has
imagine
clay in it.
that, you know, because that's clay in it. So when they ship it, and if it's over the ocean, maybe in a crate, maybe it got hot, maybe it got cold, you don't know what affects it. It probably was fine when it left the factory, or it got shipped across the United States in some sort of truck, and then the guy broke down and sat in the Arizona sun, and all his paint cooked for a while, and then he delivered it to an art store. It's hard to say, but I would suggest that you look at your paints when you buy them, open them up, make sure that they're okay. Because, I mean, if it's been a couple weeks, you can't really return them. Yeah.
That's true.
And we date
But-
everything, so that I try to use the oldest stuff first, for
Yeah.
sure. I want to do that. Here's, for instance, here's Holbein cadmium red light. Holbein cadmium red light, right? Let me just show you that. That's the light. Now, let me just show you how bright that is. Can you guys see that?
I need to zoom in on some of this
Can you
activity.
zoom in? Can you see how bright that is? If I added a couple little pieces of that to this picture, like that. Look at that. See how bright that is, like that?
It's a nice color.
Hey, do you have my picture of the of Layla, or rather Taz, the tiger? Have you shown
Yeah, he's
everybody?
behind you right now. If you move your head, they could see him.
Can you guys see Taz? Can you see Taz? That's one of the new Academy lessons that's coming up. He's huge. He's 24 by 30.
No, he's 18 by 24.
18 by 24. Is that what he
He's
is?
the perfect size.
Yeah. So anyway, that's Taz.
I could pop him up on the big screen overlay him one time.
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
Well, yeah, give me a second to figure out where he is.
Okay, so I'm just kind of coming in here with that. There's Taz. That's Taz. I think that's one of my favorite new paintings. That and the other one I'm just crazy about, I'd show you, is our Patriot Girl, which we're going to show. Now I'm taking, while we're doing that, do you see why we love these angle brushes? You see right here on the tip, there's a little bit of purple. I'm going to come here and just dot the tip. A brush like this is so versatile. You don't need a lot of little tiny fussy brushes when you have these angles, because you can do just about everything with those, like that, which is kind of cool.
Do it here.
And then I want a little bit of, this is white's dry, so if I take a little bit of let me put a little more magenta out here, kind of used it all up. If I take a little magenta in water like that, I can just sort of go over this, wipe it off like that, just glaze the back of that a little bit so it's not so white coming out, and then give another coat of white to here. So you make this a little bit whiter. There's our second coat of white here. Maybe have a little bit of white coming this way. Yeah, yes and yes. A little bit of white coming out of here like this. Let's just get a little drama here going, right? Did you guys have fun with the drips on this, I hope? Everybody had fun with all the little drippy things that we did?
Oh, to me, that was just the highlight of the whole night.
I mean, I think it was kind of fun to do. again, it's good to, if you're dripping on an easel or something, you know, put a paper towel or something underneath it to catch all the water like that. Because if I tipped it up and you can kind of see. All right, so the difference between, can you back out a second? The
Hold a
difference
second.
between these two.
Okay, back out a second, hold a second.
All right, sorry. Do you see the difference between these two is that this one we had some drippy background and this one was done with the brush. They're similar, but there is something sort of neat about the drips, okay? I think. They're similar, but
Same idea.
the same idea. So if you don't want
I
to,
think the drippy thing gave it a little bit more color.
it did, right? I mean, absolutely did. And
All right, I'm going to lay Taz over all of you. So
all right, you
stop
ready
what
for
you're doing.
Taz?
I think so.
Okay, let's try it, okay?
Now this hasn't been fully color corrected and all that stuff. He's just kind of
Okay,
thrown up there.
all right, there's
This
Taz.
is-
So that's
no, that's not Taz yet.
no, not
Just
Taz.
relax for a
What
second.
happened to Taz? I thought you said we had a Taz.
Okay, now we have a Taz. There's Taz.
Yeah?
He's an 18 by 24. How many, was that? That was just 2.5 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that was a quick lesson. So that's coming up on the Academy in the very near future.
Yeah, it's good. So those of you who won you have a month to activate your
Your
thing,
7-day
but it's
membership.
for your 7-day membership for those of you who won. Okay. So I have to say I'm very happy with our rainbow.
All right, last call for entries for the downloadable Back to Basic must-have set.
All right.
And thank you, donators, for all your donations. It made it possible for us to be able to do this tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very, very much for that.
Without
And,
people like you, we can't do what we do.
So most appreciated, and it's fun. You know, I think one of the wonderful things about it is that people discover, you know, that that their artistic ability is really such a learned skill that is so doable, and it just, you know, the only person you're ever competing with is yourself. Yeah. You just, every week, if you get a little better, that's nice. And if you've got, you know, if you're 20 and you've got 40 years to learn this thing, that's one thing. But if you feel like maybe that, you know, time isn't on your side anymore, as you cross the line in the age, whatever that age is for people, that time isn't on your side, there's nothing like, you know, getting guidance, getting personal art coaching, that kind of stuff, to really speed you on your journey. And we can tell you that from experience, it really makes a huge difference. When have someone look at it, like myself, might look at a painting and say, you know, this is really good. If you made this tree darker, or, you know, one comment I made this week to somebody was that they had two different reference paintings. One was at night, and one was the time of day. So the light was totally thrown off in the picture. Everything else was painted really well, but because their light was thrown off, the painting didn't look right. And, you know, sometimes just little comments like that can be so helpful, I think, right? Okay, let's come up here like that. And,
I have a winner.
oh, good, you got a winner. Awesome.
Pam Liechti.
Yeah?
Liechti.
Pam.
Liechti. Winner of the Back to Basics Series 1 set of lessons, 12 hours of entertainment that can't be beat.
Oh
and
my
education.
gosh, that is so great. Look at that.
You'll love it.
I'm putting a
We
little,
certainly loved it.
little phthalo green on this now, just up on the sides here, because it's sort of fun to fool with the colors, you know what I mean? See, because this is all
This is
dry
one of those
now.
paintings you can come back to for months and months and keep adding to it.
Yeah, this is kind of fun too, isn't it? Because I like that little bit of green up there, don't you?
What was it? Can you give the list of Holbein paint names that you've been playing with?
Yeah, I was painting with the Holbein phthalo green, the Holbein cad red light, and the Holbein quadrichrome magenta, and then they've got a pink.
Oh,
wait till you see the
pink or that fluorescent orange?
That? Do you have it in the box over there, John? That fluorescent orange and pink. They've got a fluorescent orange and pink that is so awesome.
It's
we
called
should
Luminous
do it.
Orange.
Luminous orange and luminous pink. Wait till you see this. It's just
I don't
gorgeous.
have the pink. Oh, there it is.
Wait till you see these colors.
I do want this luminous red.
Yeah, luminous red.
I want those back so I can go back in
Yeah,
there.
look here. Here's luminous orange and luminous red. And let's see what this one does, right? Come on, we're playing, right?
No, we're not playing.
Ooh,
We are
that's pretty.
educating.
That's pretty, okay. And I thought they had a luminous pink too, a light pink.
I think you've already grabbed that one and used it. I don't know where that one is.
All right, that's the orange right there. So, I mean, this is a painting that's got orange in it. Let me just see what happens. So let's put some in it, right? Shall we just...
Oh, I have luminous opera. Look at this color.
Look at this, you guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Look at that. Look what that did to that color. Ooh, that's the one I want. Look at that.
It's called luminous opera.
Oh, we have to have that, yeah? Okay. Oh, my gosh, that's so good. Now, I don't want to mix them. I'll get a different brush. Here's this pink. Let's just do this. This is really... let's see. I want something a little lighter up here. Look at that.
Somebody has
Luminous
taken our
opera.
luminous pink.
Let's just see what would happen if we put it right next to this one,
That looks good.
right? And maybe came out.
Now we're punching this baby up.
Maybe came out this way. I mean, this is almost glow in the dark at this point. Come on.
It's not really, doesn't have that in it. It's
doesn't
not
really
as
glow in the
permanent
dark.
as the other colors.
But it's really, but over them, look what it does for this. All right, here's the orange. Here's that orange color. That was the orange, right?
It's not a glow in the dark.
It's not glow in the dark. Okay, it definitely is not. But here, look at this.
Does it say what the color fast is on it?
Now I'm going to wipe the brush off there and try this was the, what was this one? The luminous red. Come on, you want to know what that is, don't you? The luminous red. Wow. It's coming up here like that. Luminous red. You wouldn't want to do a lot of this, but this is a good color surprise, isn't it? Here, let's do this. I like the pink though. Look at that, luminous
The
pink.
permanency rating is 0.
All right.
They have 4 blocks, and they have none lit up, whereas the phthalo green has got 3 blocks.
Okay. All right. So there's my luminous colors on here, which was sort of fun. You don't want to, I wouldn't go too crazy, but it is.
I would not do a whole painting with them.
No, but here's just a little magenta here with the white. You can.
Can you smell them, or is there a smell
No,
difference?
there's no smell.
No smell.
All right. So here's like a little light in here like this.
It doesn't disappear. It's just going to fade off its brightness.
It won't be as bright as it goes along, but I did like it. Come on, it was kind of neat, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
And
They
here's
got
like
great colors.
Here's like the phthalo green with a little yellow. And I'll show you, even when you add it with a little yellow and you do a little, here, let's just do a little darker phthalo green right here like that. It's just slightly brighter, right? When you're doing a color like a rainbow painting like this, where it's all about how bright the colors are, okay? That's what a painting like this is how bright are the colors. Look at that, when you come out of here like this, make sure you've dried everything. Don't go over this if you haven't dried it. Look at that.
You'll have a hot
come up
mess.
here like this and just highlight the heck out of those. And I'll do this with the pink right here on this one. I'll take the pink and do it on this one. Luminous pink on this one and highlight it like that. There, all right. So now now you're going, gosh, Ginger, what did you just do? But it is kind of neat, isn't it? And then remember, there's contrast. So if you want, so wherever there's a light, there's a dark, right? Everybody's with me on that? So make sure you've got enough of the dark for this to show up. Like that. So we've got some dark color here like that. So I don't know. I think those were sort of fun. I mean, better I should buy them and try them. Or I think in this case, we got these as a gift from Andrew, who actually gave us these. Thank you very much, Andrew. We love those. Andrew gave us some of these bright colored ones. He thought we'd like them.
And we do.
And we do. So thank you very much for that. We appreciate it.
Here's a question that's kind of off the wall for you.
Yeah.
Has the use of brush calligraphy had an impact or been an important part of your paintings?
Well, I used to have a sign company in Aspen when I was younger. Because one of the things, when I was in my 20s, I had my artwork in galleries, and it would sit there, sold or didn't sell. It didn't sell for very much. This was, you know, back in the
Don't go
late
there.
60s, 70s,
Ooh,
right? Yeah.
she went there.
Yeah. So, but I noticed that people got just a fortune for signs. Just some crummy sign. They would get like 10 times the money when you had spent all this time on a painting, paint a stupid sign, and they got a. And I thought, you know what? I just could raise some money for my art. I'll just paint some signs. The thing that they wanted was signs. This was before computers and spell check. People wanted their signs spelled correctly. This was a downfall for me. And then they wanted.
That's really nervy of them.
I know, and dyslexic people shouldn't mix up letters, right?
You wouldn't think.
And not see it. I mean, you know, for instance, like if they didn't want a dog, no dogs, for instance, I could paint a dog and cut it out on wood, make a little stick, and put a big X across it, and that'd be the no dog sign, right?
That'd be perfect.
I was really good with those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Right, but then if they wanted more words than dog or something like that, then, you know,
All bets were off.
And all bets were off. But you could get more money. So I learned a lot about calligraphy because that was an important part of doing good letters. One of the secrets is that when you design an alphabet, just be consistent. Make all the A's the same, all the T's the same, all the N's the same. Don't get too crazy. And you know, sign painters have their own paints and all that stuff. So yeah, but a good brush, a brush like these ruby satin silver angle brushes, all the short, you know, they really are wonderful. They have that same sort of feel that calligraphy brushes do. Very nice. So
then calligraphy was somewhat of an
it was an
impactful.
influence. And you know, are we pulling out all the stops on this silly painting? Are we, you guys?
Yeah, apparently we are. We're going with 2 different colors for our Posca pens.
All right, now look, Judy sent me a whole pile of different colored
She
Posca
sent you a
pens.
set.
A set.
It's not a pile of Posca. We're not swimming in Posca pens.
So
It sounds like we've cornered the market. If you want Posca pens, you've got to come to us. We've got them all now. Judy
I've
supplied
got
us.
a bunch of different colors. So one of the things you can do with a painting like this, right, is that we've already dripped it. We've already added some iridescent
We've already
colors
tormented
to
it enough.
Now, what would happen if you took
Oh,
like a
no.
Posca pen and just added a few colors? Look at that. Now, you don't have to get crazy, but you know what I mean? You can, look at that.
You don't have to get crazy, but by golly, we're going to get crazy.
So look what happens. You don't outline everything, but you know, sometimes wherever there's a light, there's a dark. And so, you know, maybe you want to just, don't outline the whole thing, but you can have some fun with this, all right? So there's that color. I've got some good pastel colors in these, which I never use that much. I don't want you
Until a
to see.
painting like this.
But you do a painting like this, and this is where the kid comes out. The crayons come out, the kid comes out, doesn't it?
Well, speaking about what you're doing, here's another question I think is right up this alley. Is your use of optical blending a taught skill or acquired from years of hands-on experience? Being observant of the color, the layers, and you're brilliantly creative and your color genius.
Was that Jane said something like that?
No,
Was that Jane?
That's Jules.
Jules, one of them, said something very nice. It's one of those guys. You guys are so sweet. No. When I started with acrylics, you know,
They weren't around.
they weren't around. Liquitex was probably the first company that, you know, was available for us to try it. And so I had to then the only books that were out there when they did come out were how to make it work like watercolors. And so I was out there all alone learning how to make acrylics. And I'd take a really nice painting into an art gallery. Boy, I love this iridescent colors in this when it dries. Isn't this pretty? Can you see this? I'm getting squirreled here. And all right, so here's like an orange color here like that. So that's pretty light here. What's this doing? Anything? All right, something. So I'm not as impressed with that one. Everything. This is why, I'll tell you what, nobody paints with acrylics quite like I do, right? I don't believe they do, and this is why the Academy is so interesting. We tell everybody to watch the Back to Basic lessons, because even if you've painted for 100 years, I'm going to show you stuff that you can do with acrylics. You can make it stand on its head, literally. And that's why we suggest get the Back to Basic series that we have there. It's a downloadable lesson. You own that forever. It's a good thing to own. And these are the kind of things that, let's see, well here's this sort of pale peach. This is kind of pretty. What do you guys think?
I think you're just having too much fun.
I like the sort of the pale peach on some of this right in here, like not near where all the orange is, but you know, like that. Maybe like this right there, up here like that, or I don't want to get. You don't have to follow the lines either. So that's what the pale peach does. There was a real pretty kind of a, what would you call this, an orchid color too. That was pretty. As long as you're playing with that, right? So yeah, so you've got to, you know, a lot of the things that we do are just unique to the years I've been painting. That's, yeah, thank you very much, because it's true.
Now, speaking of the back to basics, I'm going to pop this up here while she's playing.
Okay. While he's popping that up, here's a secret. This is so important. If you got nothing out of tonight, I will save you agony with this one tip, okay?
Really?
Yeah. If you never cared another thing about anything else we did, you're going to love this. When you're buying any kind of the Posca pens or the, I think Sharpie, you know, who makes millions of different kinds of pens, and with the little balls inside paint pens, you must keep the cap on when you shake it. Because if you don't, you are very liable to have paint squirt clear across the room and the cap go with it. Good luck finding, not the cap, but the tip of the felt tip, go with it. Good luck finding that again.
Are you talking from experience?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah.
All right, what we've got here, this is from Jenny, a Academy member who saw our first in our series of Back to Basic apples. We have 3 in this series, and maybe Ginger would like to talk a little more on the series and what we're doing.
Okay.
This is the introductory.
I just put, did you see this where I
No, they didn't, because I have an apple overlaid.
Oh, too bad. This was cool. This was brilliant. You missed it. This was brilliant.
Okay, I got rid of the apple.
I did this right here, right? Yeah, here, look at that. This is brilliant. This is this orchid color. I like that.
It's purple.
I like the
Of course you like it.
Yeah, okay, well, I just do, right? So there, maybe I'll do some rings around this guy. Just, there we go. That's pretty. Ooh, yeah, look at that. We love it. Oh, look at that.
All right,
Nice.
the Back to Basics?
So the Back to Basics is, we're doing it, and it's, I've got to tell you guys, we're going to release it over a period of several weeks. The Back to Basics apple is free for everybody on our website. It's a release for Academy members. We suggest all our Academy members do it too. It is the very first basic lesson we want you to have as far as making acrylics work. If you want to know what our lessons are like on the Academy, and with all the banter and chatter, some people say, well, tell John to just shut up over there, or something like that. I'm just saying, if you want to know what that's about, come, you know, come to our website. That's exactly that's our one free lesson we've got up there, besides the other half of Starry Night, which is also there. Those are the 2 free lessons we have in the Academy, and we invite you to come try them.
Currently there's a couple or more
to try that. That's
disappear.
really, really good. And then the next lesson we're going to release in a few weeks is going to be the intermediate. That's the introductory. And I don't want to ever say beginner, because here's the thing. You may be a wonderful
Oil painter.
oil painter. You may be a wonderful person that works really well with colored pencils, or just sketch. And that doesn't make you a beginner in anything. I mean, you may even, you know, maybe you know about art, maybe you don't, but introduction to acrylics is what we're talking about, showing you skills that you need to know to be successful with acrylics. All right, so here's a little bit of yellow here. You guys like that one? Ooh, I like that.
So we're going to be releasing 3 in the series.
Yeah, and so
We're
these
going
are
to do
the
the
first ones.
introductory, which used to be the 1 cookies, and then we're going to do intermediate, which used to be 2 cookie, and then the proficient, which used to be the 3 cookie. And they'll be released approximately 3 weeks apart, depending upon the editing schedule.
Ooh, this is fun. You've got to know I'm having fun with this one. Yeah, yes and yes?
Yes and yes.
I like the yellow. I think I'll sign it with yellow right here. Doesn't show up very well, but there it is. It's signed right there along the stem with the yellow. Yeah. This was sort of fun. Ooh, I must put some yellow dots.
Of course you
this
will.
is fun. Dot, dot, dot. Come on, people have to know how. There. All right. That would have looked good,
She
didn't it?
posted it in the Facebook group.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to give a shout out to all our moderators this week in the Academy. who have been just outstanding in, or rather on Facebook, our moderators on Facebook, who have been outstanding in promoting the Academy and being so good to our Facebook members and posting all everybody's pictures. If you paint this and you want me to see it, I hope you do. If you want me to see it, then you know, one way you can show me what you're painting is to join our Facebook club. It's free and just to post it on Facebook. Yes and yes?
Yes and
So
yes.
I want a little bit of this. I like this right here. I'm going to put another one right there. Look at that. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Oh yeah, okay. Those are neat colors.
Why are we changing from the cookies to other names? Because people don't understand what cookies are.
Yeah, we changed it from cookie. We were cute with the cookies.
We were cute with the cookies, and some of the original people will love the cookies, but the cookies have been eaten.
Now the cookies got eaten. People said, "I don't get it." It's hard enough when you have a note that says "sign up here," and people write and say, "How do I sign up for your Academy?" When there's a big sign that says "sign up here," right? So the cookies really got confusing, right? So we just decided to, and also it made more sense because one cookie implied beginner.
Well, it also implied there were a cooking show.
Yeah, we were a cooking show. People thought we were a cooking show. And, you know, so one cookie, oh, here we go.
So we're kind of rebranding ourselves into being acrylic artists. I know, it's strange.
Yeah, so, and it just didn't make a lot of sense to people, so that's why we did it. How did you guys like Taz? Was he cute?
Anybody want to do Taz, or should we just not even bother with that lesson? I like Taz.
Okay, here, I want this wider. This is just not got wide enough right there. There you go. All right, and then this comes down here like this, and here's our line across.
So
here.
you're taking an hour lesson and stretching it out to 2 hours.
Well, you know what? We had a little drama here with the sound and you grumping over there.
Oh, I know.
This was a little dramatic. All right, so this is what the pens did.
Well, you were whining so much, I had to whine.
And then, so I think that they could be fun on a painting like this. Again, it's a different style of painting. This is, I think, but this is very fun. And somebody who's going to be like, oh gosh, if you did this 40 by 40, I think it would be gorgeous. Don't you think so?
Oh yeah, easily.
Absolutely gorgeous. Again, we have a lot of hibiscus flowers on YouTube. I think I've got five or six different YouTube examples of hibiscus flowers.
We like the hibiscus.
If you like to paint more serious stuff, here's like some flowers we did in our Academy from one of the old Dutch artists. Even down to the fly, you can see that.
But you left out he had something in the water. What did you leave out of the water?
A snail or something.
Yeah.
I left the snail out, but all right, there was that.
I had to fight for the fly.
And again, I want to say one of my favorite ones from last month was this one. These flowers with the vase, and
the
again,
salamander vase.
This is all salamander vase with the Cherokee roses, and again, this was. Another one, a different style of painting. There's so many, it's like dialects. Think of art as a language. There's so many different dialects and words you can learn to spell, to paint. And this is, again, a little bit different than what you're thinking about from before. But if you like that, I would really encourage you to, check us out on all the different paintings that we have. And I think you'd really enjoy painting it. The last thing, I guess, you've given all our stuff away, right, John?
Yes, ma'am.
Everything got given away, you're sure, right?
Everything's been given away.
Are you sure? We've given away everything. All right, so I want to give away 1 month to somebody.
Have you talked to the accounting department of
No, I
Sally?
want to give away a month because that comes with art coaching. So you guys, are you still here? Anybody still left that wants to win a month?
We probably have 2 or 3 people.
All right, let's give away a month, John.
All right, boss.
Let's give away a month. I want to do a month. I'm going to put a ring around here because I didn't like these.
So a month at the online art academy, gingercooklive.gallery, is up for grabs.
See what that's about? We're giving away a month, and that is...
that will have personal art coaching, so you can check that out.
You can send your artwork to me, and you can find out what that's all about.
Well, you know who won it?
Who?
Andrew. You know what?
What?
You can say pass it forward.
Okay, all right.
Andrew, I'm sorry, buddy. You don't get it.
Well, he maybe has somebody he wants to give it to, John.
Well, that's true. Andrew, are you still out there? I better type that.
Okay, so
Andrew's the winner of it.
okay,
Andrew, are you?
he is. He is. Well, that's good for Andrew.
Yeah,
But he may have
flying
somebody he
by.
wants to pass it on to, so you can't just arbitrarily say
No,
that.
I can't.
So, all
He's
right,
a legitimate winner.
Andrew. You know, we don't play favorites. We just draw the names as the random name drawer sees it, right?
Yep. That's why some people get called twice.
And again, if you get called a couple times, I would go buy a lottery ticket. I want this one. I want this a little magenta. Just kind of. Don't want this white here. I'll get this
I think
eventually.
Andrew's left the house.
Okay. We'll draw another. We'll draw someone else, and in case he wants it, then he can give it to somebody too. That'll be 2 winners. How's that?
All right, let's draw again. I'm going to make a note that Andrew got that one, though, so I don't forget.
Okay. We'll write and tell him he won it. You know. And again, I imagine he'll just forward it on. But if he doesn't, maybe he has a particular person in mind he'd like to see that happen with. So.
All right. All right, we're going to draw again because we can.
Okay, like this. As I keep touching this up, right? Like that. Wow, I love all the bright colors in this. This sort of psychedelic rainbow painting. I think this is way cool. So this was sort of fun. Really, really great fun.
All right, I have a new winner chicken dinner.
You do?
I do.
Oh.
Got to type it. Where'd my screen go?
I
Oh,
give
it's
up. Where
here.
did your screen go?
It's on top.
Okay.
I'm double screening it tonight.
I'm just kind of brightening up something right in here to go with all this. Because I love those pens and what they did, right? I thought that was really cool.
Melanie Jensen, winner of a 1-month VLL membership with personal art coaching.
Oh, congratulations, Melanie. That is awesome. Congratulations. So again, we thank you guys for watching. We appreciate all the thumbs up and likes. If we've only missed 5 minutes of the sound, I guess we'll leave it up for a while and see what happens. If we get a bunch of hate
Well,
mail,
you know what you can do to make sure that we keep it up is to share it, let everybody know about it, get the views on it, so that YouTube thinks it's worthy.
Yeah, that'd be great if you guys would do that.
That would help us tremendously.
And that would be a marvelous thing, I think. That would be a really marvelous thing. Here, let's make this dark right next to this. There we go. Wherever there's a light, there's a dark. So that white stamen needed a dark bit of purple there to show up. I had fun painting this. I hope you had fun painting this too. When you paint this along, if you were painting along, I hope you had fun. If you didn't paint along and are going to do this later,
I still hope you had fun.
hope you all had fun tonight. And we'll we'll join you next week for a live premiere. See how that works.
It'll still be 7:30 Central Time.
And so look for us then.
Anything
And-
else you want to say, boss?
Do you know what we're painting? Can I show them what we're painting?
No. I don't know where it is. What was it we're painting? I don't know. I don't know the order.
Well, it doesn't matter. Pick one. We've got a couple, so pick them. We're so organized. We do this once a week. We're so organized. We're painting all night long. And what are we painting? Where's our picture?
One was this one, right?
Yeah. Oh, I love
it
this.
this
Oh,
one?
wait. Yeah. These. Well, show me that one. We're not painting that on
No.
YouTube, but I want to show that one.
What's the other YouTube
You guys
one?
are getting a little preview here. Was the
Wasn't that
no?
one?
We've already done that one. Here, just bring one.
Oh,
of them.
is it this one?
Yes. that
See,
one.
get off my case.
Well, just try to remember more than 5 minutes. Okay. I'm the only one that can have a senior moment. You're supposed to have it together. All right. Do you guys love the Van Gogh portrait?
Oh, I love the Van Gogh portrait.
And do you know how many selfies do we have now on?
117 selfies
Selfies.
and 3 pet selfies.
And 3 pet selfies inspired by the Van Gogh. So we know
that's
you
in our
like it
Facebook
so
group.
much, and I know you like these bright colors. So check this out by Matisse. This is Mrs. Matisse. Oh,
It's called The Green Line.
it's called The Green Line, and there's a story about this you will not believe. Mrs. Matisse, that's what we're going to be painting next week. And you can see, if you're into these colors, Matisse painted this in 1902 or 3. And look at see the colors in here are not that different than the ones I've got in the painting we did tonight. And again, it's and we'll have a traceable for this available. You'll just be able to trace the whole picture on. Don't panic there. And then I'll just kind of give you a preview of what we're doing in the following week. We're going to do a little bit different kind of flower. This was from another old dead guy, my Seurat. Remember all the little dots? Well, this was one of his first paintings that he did in this period of pointillism, all right? And it was just more of downward brush strokes. And we're going to be doing this painting on YouTube in the weeks to come. And then I have to show you a new Academy release. I got to show you this. This is coming up later this month in July, yes?
I think it's next week, or it's this week.
It's coming up really quick.
This week.
I think it's this week. Look at this.
Yeah.
Do you guys love this? It's just called The Patriot. Isn't she adorable? And what I loved about this is if you had a child maybe in your life that had dark hair, you could do that. Red hair, it wouldn't matter. It pretty much could be anybody's little girl, and you just change the hair color, and it works with the design. This is called The Patriot. That's an Academy lesson. I think she is absolutely adorable. And so that's coming up. I think that's a release for this week.
That's this week.
This week. So
that's why I stayed up until 4 a.m. to get compiled and done.
Get that done. So, look forward to that. And anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching. And art hugs from John and I. Good night. Oh, let me put my flowers back. Where's our psychedelic flowers now?
Our hippie flowers.
Our hippie flowers, right? All right, I'll just leave it like this.
You promise? Not move it around?
I'm not moving it. So keep it right there. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Night.